Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Grimmwood, episode 6 for our series here, and I've got some bad news. I kind of saw this coming. So it says you were lethally wounded while bravely defending the village. So we died, and I kind of saw this coming because the night before, so last night, when I was on playing, the fort was kind of falling apart. A lot of people had died in a previous attack, and a lot of people died trying to take out a monster lair, so we were short on people. And the defenses weren't getting repaired, and we were short on resources, and the monsters were very high level. Their attack level was really high, and I figured they were going to overrun us this next turn, which it looks like they did. So this is going to be the closing video for our village, showing that we unfortunately had not made it. But yeah, you were lethally wounded while bravely defending the village. We can click on the journal though. I'm glad that we could do this because I was kind of concerned that like when the village died, I wouldn't get to see like how it all went down. But we're actually going to get a chance to kind of look at this and go over it real quick for the last episode so we could see. So we got history day 9 here. We can click on summary. So summary, personal, you died, health lost 80. Village, the village is destroyed. So built today, we actually managed to finish the metal spikes. We actually managed to finish a lot, so I'm surprised that we still lost. Let's see. Attack 313, 125 defense, 207 initial. Wall damage was 144. Destroyed. Gate damage was destroyed. Died in defense. Urion the Blackheart, Dodo, Gatir, Adel. Died in their house. Sabouts, Cornelius, Rohan, Octavian. Died in defense. Wounded in their house. So yeah, so you can see there wasn't even a lot of people left because most people had died out in the forest. Like trying to kill, because what happened is near the end there, people tried putting together groups to take out the monster layers so we could lower the attack level. So that's what everybody was doing. But people went out and started dying trying to attack the monsters or getting trapped out in the forest because they ran out of stamina and nobody could go out and help them. So that is ultimately what ended up happening. And so you can see that there was like nobody left by the time it was done. But hey, at least there were some of us there and we fought down to the end, which is great. So if we look at personal, in the evening I need to spend some time. Let's see, when the creatures attacked that night, I locked myself in my home. The wicked beings broke our defenses and stored my house among others. I got wounded fighting for my life. My wounds were too deep and my body weak. Shortly after the darkness came for me. And we click on day. It was a lot of hustle, but we managed to construct something today. Moat, wooden spikes. During the evening, few villagers gathered around the fire. Sabouts, Dodo, social bonus for all participating, and then the attack. So I actually wanted to read this. This was pretty important. So in the early hours, vile creatures of the night attacked us, attack and defense. So that goes to show you right there how out of control it got so quickly too. The villagers from the towers killed as many as they could before the enemies could reach us. 20. Some of the creatures tried storming the gate. 64 monsters. It took some heavy blows. The gate crumbled and left clear entry to our village. Many of the attackers swarmed around the wall. The evil creatures made a fierce push against it. The wall cracked in a few places and part of it even crumbled to the ground. The monsters could now enter the courtyard itself. The fight continued as the creatures were struggling to enter the village. Defenders and fortifications stopped. 105, 188 managed to enter the village. Some were wounded during the fight. Some of the defenders paid with their lives. 94 of the creatures swarmed around the houses looking for blood. In this last struggle, villagers got wounded. Where the creatures managed to enter, only mutilated bodies were left behind. 94 items were pillaged from the storage. Not much was left from the spikes in the moat. That was the very end of our struggle. We had lost. That's a damn shame. I think you can see here. Yeah, so you can see here in day 8, we had just one. It was 268 to 288. 42 managed to enter the village. And you can see here that this is where we lost. So day 8 is where we lost the bulk of our people too during this attack because 42 monsters entered the village. People were injured, but you can see some of the defenders paid with their lives. We lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people. Yeah, we lost 12 people, which was like really bad. That's pretty much our whole village. 2 villagers got wounded, but nobody died there. And then we lost a bunch of items. So it was pretty bad. But near the end there was actually an update. And the update seemed to have broken... it seemed to have broken some of the features. A lot of people were complaining that they were having difficulty with repairing items, which was kind of a bummer because that's what really hurt us near the end there. was not being able to repair items. So now to go over real quick, I did want to go over this. There was the standard and the blitz mode, and I don't think I explained the blitz mode last time, but if you click on the blitz mode, you can actually play the same exact game that you guys just watched through the entire playthrough. And usually if you hover over this, it tells you, but it's not telling me. But you can play the blitz mode, and I think it's like the same exact thing as the standard mode, but instead the entire game pretty much happens in like 15 to 20 minutes or so, from what I've been told. I haven't played it yet. But yeah, it all happens like 15 to 20 minutes, so it's the same exact game, just a lot quicker. So if you're not into the standard thing where you got to log off, log on, log off, log on, and you got to check your stamina and do all that, and it's a little bit slower, and it's a more of a couple-day game, you can do the blitz mode, and you can play a couple of games back-to-back in one sitting. So it's a lot nice, and I'm glad that the developers added that feature. It says up here in the top, I don't think I read this in the beginning, but it says, I'm going to read this because I can't remember if I read it. If I did, you're just going to listen to it again. So welcome to Grimmwood, they come at night. As you will hopefully notice, this game is a labor of love, and as good parents, we at Big Mustache Games plan to support our child for the years to come. We're more than happy with how Grimmwood turned out so far, but this is still the beginning. Mark our words. Our ideas depository is half as small as we would like it to be and half as big as we would like to develop, so sit back and enjoy the ride. So that's good, and that's confident, because that means that the developers have plenty of ideas to implement new features in this game. I will say that while I did have fun playing the game, I do feel that a lot of features were lackluster. I think that it could definitely use a couple more things. There just needs to be more to do. It felt like I ran out of things to kind of do. Aside from building defenses and harvesting resources, there really wasn't a whole lot to do, and scouting became very difficult to do because it became so hard to travel to locations. I'd love to see some type of fast travel implemented, maybe like the ability to build outposts, and I'd like to see more creepy kind of things. I know there's the monsters in the game, but I'd like to see maybe like special events or different kinds of things like that. Maybe the ability for characters to level up in certain traits more. I don't think there's really any leveling aside from the traits you start with. Just a couple of different things like that. Obviously, I'm not a game developer, and I'm sure not, you know, good at coming up with great ideas, but I could definitely say that the game felt like it was missing something in the middle there. Like, it just, I felt like I had done everything the game had to offer within the first like 30 minutes of playing it. So there's just a few other things I'd like to see, but they are working on it. This is a good sign, so I'd like to see where it goes from there. With that being said, I'd like for you guys to let me know what you think of the game down below in the comments section, and if you're interested in seeing another playthrough or seeing me check out some of the blitz features of the game, let me know as well, because I'd be interested in checking that out. But I want to thank you all for joining me for Grimmwood. I do hope that you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.